smoke is quieting down. Seems like we've got to a lot of the smoke. Dub, you got smoke?
Now, Ish and QueenzFlip recently got into a heated debate about who the audience knows more personal information about. Now, Ish feels strongly that he's the most open amongst his co-hosts, sharing more information about his personal life than anyone else. Now, in his opinion, the rest of the cast, including Flip, tend to hide their lives on the podcast. And Ish revealed some business information about the Joe Budden Podcast we didn't even know. Now, don't forget, later in this video, I'll be breaking down exactly what Ish revealed about the business side of things, including how much Joe has capitalized on these personal moments. Look at the files.
That's what we talked about, nigga.
That was a viral clip that went around.
All right, cool.
We've made my white girlfriend the subject of the world. Nigga, he sold 2 separate episodes based on me and my bitch. Niggas don't get
white girlfriend.
Yo, shut up. Nigga, I sold drugs. I've been to jail. Niggas don't bout me up here. Y'all niggas hide yourselves.
No, we talking about personal business.
What the fuck is that? Not personal?
Shit that.
Whereas the average person on this show and the average co-host on this show still remains a mystery to the public.
This shit very secretive.
The mystery is going to be fired. But
I'm secret.
You're very calculated, bro. Stop. You're very.
You get niggas jammed
You're
up.
very.
Who ain't talking
I'm
about
not
this?
done talking.
They out of here, buddy.
Period.
You don't distribute none.
It don't, because I'm calculating how I distribute my information.
So don't say that
I can tell another nigga that's being like me, period. He just know more shit about you. That's the difference. They know more shit to call you on bullshit.
They don't know that stuff. I volunteered that stuff.
Exactly. I don't volunteer shit.
That's what I'm saying.
So you have to spectate.
Agreeing with me.
I am. But I'm saying that they don't know nothing about you.
Now you got it. Because I don't agree with you, but that point just leads into what you're saying.
Let him tag him.
You got it.
So listen,
this
won this argument. I don't know if I agree. I don't really agree.
There's been moments where people have said to you, "Stop."
Me?
No.
Oh.
Flip. On camera, chill. And you know what you do? I don't give a fuck. You go off. You go crazy.
All right, I'ma chill.
And then I'm just saying. But
what did you do?
But I understand.
I'm gonna stop.
But I understand that's your act as far as on here.
When you hear, you ain't do none of that shit to cop. Huh?
Now, during this argument, Ish dropped some business info that caught everyone off guard. Joe Budden has sold 2 episodes that revolve specifically around Ish and his white girlfriend. Now, this is significant. That's why I had to file this up, you feel me? Ish's explosive personality and stories are not just entertaining, but also a valuable component of the show's revenue stream. Now, think about it, right? Think about that for a moment, right? Joe Budden was able to monetize episodes that largely centered on Ish's personal life and behavior. This says a lot about Ish's role in the podcast. Despite some people calling for Ish to share more about his life, especially stories from his days on the streets selling drugs or whatever, right? Over the past year, everybody's been talking about that. He's actually found a balance. He's loosened up just enough to share without completely exposing himself. Sometimes he'll tell a story, but instead of saying it was him, he'll use a trick. Like, he'll be like, my man did this, but we all know it's probably him. Or other times he'll own up to the story outright, making it clear that that's his experience. Now, Flip, on the other hand, knows how to push Ish's buttons. It's almost like a game for him. Flip wouldn't like it if Joe ran narratives about his own significant other. But since Ish has had some of his personal business out there, Flip uses that to his advantage in debates. He knows it can throw Ish off when they're in a heated argument or when Flip just wants to change the direction of the conversation. It's a subtle but strategic way of winning an argument, or at least getting the upper hand, right? Flip is from Queens. That's like a Queens tactic, low key, for real, for real. But here's an interesting question to think about. Since Joe Budden was able to sell 2 episodes that were based around Ish's personal life, how does that look monetarily for Ish? Does he see extra compensation for essentially being the star of those episodes? Or is it just part of the job? Like, did he write that in his contract? You know what I mean? Like, Joe get all that PC. You feel me? My guess is many of us would want to know the answer to that. Now, do you think Ish deserves a bigger slice of the pie when it comes to, bringing his personal life and making it the focus of the pod? In my personal opinion, I enjoy when they share personal stories on a podcast, but what if they did it in a more fictionalized way? For example, what if instead of directly talking about himself, Ish created a character like Daryl and told stories through that lens? Imagine Ish saying, my man Daryl went to jail for child support, and then going off on a wild tangent about it. That would allow them to stay entertaining and engaging without revealing too much about their real lives. Engaging with the audience is key, and maybe that's part of the issue at the Joe Budden Podcast right now. They're still figuring out how to connect with their listeners in real time. As the show leans more into a TV show format rather than sticking to traditional podcasting, it seems like they're struggling to develop new ways to keep the audience hooked. Joe, Flip, Ish, and Ice all have different ideas about how much their personal lives should be shared, and that causes friction. Flip is the one who tends to stir the pot, especially when it comes to talking about personal matters. But it's clear from recent episodes that the co-hosts like Imani have told him to chill out. Flip, however, seems to sum it all up by saying it's just a part of his podcast character, which is a fair point. Joe has even hinted in recent episodes that he wants the co-host to lean more into developing characters as it gives them more range to share without, being too raw or vulnerable. It's an interesting dynamic to me, but Ish insists that he's the one who shares the most on the pod. And in this particular argument with Flip, Ish won flat out. Flip eventually agreed that Ish gives out more information than anyone else, but that didn't stop him from wanting to keep the debate alive. Maybe just for the sake of arguing, right? Flip's role on the show is to keep things lively, even if it means poking at Ish, Melissa, whoever. So now the question is, do you prefer when the hosts share personal stories directly, or do you think they should lean more into fictionalized versions of their lives, like creating characters? And if Joe Budden is pushing for a more TV-style format, do you think that's the right direction for the show? I don't know how, I like the show how it is, but if they really started getting into a character bag, all of them, it may not seem too genuine. So I don't know how that was going to go off to the audience. You feel me? And another angle to think about, how do you feel about Flip's tendency to stir things up even when it involves someone's personal life? Is it necessary for, the sake of engagement, or does it cross the line? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like, subscribe, you feel me? Share it on your socials. Let your friends see what's going on here on the Joe Budden Podcast. And what are your thoughts on the ongoing evolution of the JBP? Are, the changes helping or hurting the show? Let me know. And we'll be back with the files.
My guy Dub, too. That's my man, though.
Gang, gang.
That's my man, Big Dub.